Welcome back to Handheld Hero. Saros is starting to look like one of those games that may quietly become a much bigger deal than people expected. And I say that because this already had a strong foundation. It comes from Housemarque, the studio behind Returnal, and that alone sets a certain expectation. Returnal was one of those games that did not feel like everything else. It was weird, intense, stylish, punishing, and built around this mix of third-person shooting, bullet hell chaos, roguelike structure, and sci-fi mystery. So when Saros starts getting strong reviews, that matters. Because this is not just people saying, the graphics look nice. The conversation around the game is more about how refined it feels, how much more approachable it seems compared to Returnal, and how Housemarque may have found a better balance between challenge and progression. And that is exactly why this game has my attention. From what reviews are saying, Saros is landing very well. Games Radar reported that Saros was sitting around an 88 on Metacritic, putting it among the highest rated releases of 2026 so far. That does not automatically mean everyone is going to love it, but it does tell us that critics are taking it seriously. This does not look like a small follow-up that disappears after launch. It looks like one of the stronger action games of the year. And the biggest thing that stands out to me is that Saros seems to be learning from Returnal without just copying it. Returnal was incredible, but it was also a game that could push people away. You could have a great run, make one mistake, lose a lot of progress, and feel like the game did not care about your time. Some players loved that tension. Other players respected the game, but bounced off because the structure felt too punishing. Saros seems to be aiming for a smarter version of that formula. It still wants danger. It still wants chaos. It still wants that intense one more run feeling. But this time, it seems like failure does not have to feel as punishing. That balance is probably the most important thing about Saros. The general consensus seems to be that Saros is more welcoming than Returnal, while still not necessarily being an easy game. And to me, that sounds like the right direction, because Housemarque should not water this kind of game down. The challenge is part of the identity. The chaos is part of the appeal. The pressure is what makes every fight feel exciting. But there is a difference between a game being challenging and a game feeling like it is wasting your time. If Saros can make progress feel more meaningful, while still keeping the intensity that made Returnal special, that could be a huge win. Push Square also praised the action, saying the movement feels smooth and responsive, and that the combat is intense while still staying readable. That matters a lot for this type of game, because when you have bullets, particles, enemies, explosions, movement, dodging, and shooting all happening at once, readability is everything. A game like this can look insane, but if the player cannot understand what is happening, it falls apart. Housemarque has always been good at controlled chaos, and Saros seems to follow that path. The other thing that makes Saros look promising is the presentation. This is one of those games where the world itself does a lot of the selling. The alien setting, the cosmic horror tone, the strange environments, the eclipse imagery, and the way the planet seems to shift around you all give it that mysterious Housemarque flavor. It does not just look like a sci-fi shooter, it looks like a place you are trying to survive and understand at the same time. And that matters, because what made Returnal memorable was not just that it was difficult, it was the atmosphere. It felt lonely, hostile, strange, and almost hypnotic. If Saros can keep that atmosphere while making the progression feel more rewarding, that could be the sweet spot. The tech side also seems strong. Reports around the game point to Saros being an impressive PS5 Pro showcase, while the base PS5 version still seems to hold up well. And for a fast game like this, performance matters. The shooting has to feel clean, the movement has to feel sharp, the dodging has to feel responsive. If the game looks great but feels messy, it loses the whole point. So far, that does not seem to be the case. Now, I do not want to act like every impression is calling Saros perfect. Some criticism seems to be that it may be a safer follow-up to Returnal, and honestly, that is a fair concern. Sometimes when a studio follows up a unique game, the natural move is to polish the formula instead of completely reinventing it. That can make the game better for more players, but it can also make it feel less surprising. So that is the big question with Saros. Is this Housemarque leveling up the Returnal formula, or is it Housemarque making a safer, more accessible version of something that was already special? Right now, I am leaning optimistic, because even the more cautious criticism still seems to acknowledge that the game is good, and the stronger reactions are praising exactly what I want from a Housemarque game: intense combat, strong movement, a haunting world, meaningful progression, and that one more run feeling. That is the real hook. Not just that Saros looks cool, but that it seems to understand why Returnal worked, while also understanding why some players bounced off. And if Saros really delivers on that balance, this could be one of PlayStation's biggest wins of the year. So for me, Saros is officially on the radar. But what do you think? Does Saros look like Housemarque's next big hit, or are you waiting to see more before buying into the hype? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoy quick gaming breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe to Handheld Hero.